maybe it's beneficial.
Yeah.
It's a bit like a journal, isn't it? I don't know whether you journal?
Yeah, we were talking before bullet journal, so I have that.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you ever go back over your data? No, well, data.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
papers and like learn from yourself from that?
So I'm guess you're saying journaling would be more just to more like a diary, right?
Yeah.
I sometimes do that when I need, like if I have like something in my head that is bothering me, I just need to put it in paper, and I feel like as I'm doing that, I'm already thinking about it in a different way. So I usually don't tend to go back again to those thoughts. Because just putting them into paper is already helping me just to see things in a different way. But for like bullet points, so things that I want to do, I actually need to go back, because that's one of the points of the bullet journal. You just go back. So I need to rethink again everything that I put there. I cannot just say, let's... I cannot forget anything, because I need to go back and bring everything to the new month.
That's it.
Yeah.
But with that, so when you write down your sort of thoughts and feelings about at that time that you're feeling, I do the same.
Okay. Every day?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's not like 1 to 2 days these days, but do you ever go back over like all of your writings and sort of look at what state of mind you were in at that time?
Not really, no.
I didn't start doing that until I pulled out some of my older journals. It was awesome, actually, because you can see how much progress you made just by looking at the style of writing, your state of mind at the time, your things you were doing. It's weirdly motivating.
Okay.
Because I look back at stuff when I was doing the YouTube channel for the first few... like first year, and I'm like, oh my god, I really I was dumb back then. You can really look at that information. I think it's quite helpful.
I have videos of me on YouTube since 2007, so I can really go back and see all the cringy.
That's it.
But in terms of writing, I think that will be a good suggestion for me to do that. I also, every day, I've been doing in my Instagram Wandering Thoughts, which is like a daily practice that each day I try to come up with a topic, and I just explore a little bit of that topic. And I also find that just by doing that every day, and sometimes I'm like dead, I arrive home, I just want to go to bed, and I need to gather some strength and knock that one down, and just that challenge is really helping me to just know that if I go in front of the page, I will have to suffer to get to a point where I have something that I'm comfortable sharing.
I think that's a positive routine to have, even if it's something that you don't necessarily like feel like doing all the time. It's a bit of that short-term. It's not short-term gratification. It's focusing on long-term sort of practices that can really fuel all the other stuff you're doing, right?
And you've been doing a lot of things also in Medium, so I wonder how did you find that progression from starting? I think you started like 2 years ago writing in Medium, and now probably more. And then you have like almost 11K followers, which is amazing. Like, also congratulations on that. And it's also a lot of consistency. So I see that you've been putting out things quite often, and because you do that sometimes even 4 times per month. How do you see the progression from when you started?
I think when I started, I like a lot of people were talking about Medium at the time and considering it against a blog. And I knew a lot of people who were doing blogs, and I sort of did a sort of A/B test on both of them. So I ran a blog for a year, on a separate site, and then I ran a Medium for about a year. And it was really weird because after that year, I had very similar data on both of those resources. So I was like, okay, they're both working. What do I choose? Because I was trying to make a decision, not necessarily that. And then maybe the next 3 months on both of them, Medium just exploded. I don't know what happened, but I started getting into a good routine in like the small tactics of Medium, like joining publications, tagging, all of the, like titling beautiful pictures, making sure that it's really attractive for people to read. And then it just like, from there, it's been like a year and a half of sort of it growing really massively. So I think it took a bit of time to get there, but it's one of my favorite platforms and I do hope it stays around.
Yeah, I hope so too. Yeah, I also doing the same. So putting in rawdelta.com in Medium, and consistently in Medium, I get a lot of comments also because of the publications that I can leverage that. And it's been it's very good platform that I hope also it stays around.
Well, fingers crossed for both of us.
Yeah. And from do you study marketing, correct?
I studied just general business.
Okay.
So there wasn't any specialism there.
Yeah, and then you focus more on marketing.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just to be clear, I sucked as a student. Like I was really not so great academically. So I really did most of like YouTube at the time and blogs and marketing and freelancing. I just activated it. I didn't bother worrying too much about the academic papers and. Yeah,
but I also share a little bit that because I studied mechanical engineering. And, And I don't consider myself a good student. But now because I'm working on the field, I feel like I learned so much more because I'm doing. I'm not talking about doing.
Yeah. You're actually just you're making mistakes, right? And that's. I feel like I had a sort of a love-hate relationship with academia because I loved helping students to find the right tools and things like that, but I hated going to lectures. Like, I think the only reason I used to go to lectures was to look at what other apps people were using in terms of productivity apps, which helped, research and things like that. But yeah, I mean, wouldn't really. I think if you're someone who is like not sure about what they do, like at the time I was not sure. I actually promised my mum as well that I would do it.
Okay.
So once you make a promise like that, you got. I promised my mum that I'd do it for her, and I did it. And I think what it taught me most at university was patience. Like, it was something I really hated, but I went through all of the whole thing of it.
Yeah.
I think. Sorry.
Yeah, and now it's something probably that you also do with your work now, and not hating it, but you know that you have to go through certain things.
Oh yeah.
To get where you want to go.
I think it's a really. If I would recommend anything to anyone, is do something you don't enjoy doing for a long period of time, but also spending all of your time trying to get out of it. I don't know. That's a bit of a weird thing.
I totally understand you.
You understand what I mean, though, right?
Yeah, because if you are put into a position where you need to do something that you don't like, I mean, at the end of the day, at night, you can still do what you love, and I guess that will be a good indication of the thing that you should do once that other thing doesn't exist anymore, i.e. Being in school.
Yeah.
It's also school. It's a system that you need to follow, and not necessarily for everyone. So I guess it doesn't say much about success or being good at one thing. Yeah.
No.
Between us.
Yeah. It's not. This ain't going out to everyone,
Yeah.
No, but I agree with you. Yeah.
I always, I really want to know what are you good at, or where you are currently struggling now? And usually we're these gurus where you put the videos outside and we are similar, all productive and all like knowing, but I would like to ask you, like, what's your current struggle at the moment? It can be, doesn't need to be like personal, but just with work, or what do you feel like you can improve with yourself?
I think that's a good question. I think you're right. The reason why I've started doing more of a routine day is to show people all of the bad stuff and all of the good stuff, because doing a channel on productivity, you're pretty much only covering good stuff or bad stuff, but in a good way. So it's not really a good picture of myself. So I would say my bad, or something I struggle with, is probably quality. I tend to rush a lot of stuff, and that's something that I have probably spent a bit too much time on trying to improve. But so what I do is I tend to, it's a bad quality, because you want to be able to ship up something that you've done, right? You want to be able to share it with the world. But like, for example, this month I've set a date to launch a podcast, and that podcast going out February 5th, and I've got to record a bunch of them. And I know that I'm going to compromise quality for speed. Yeah. And that's probably something that I need to improve on, if you know what I mean. Yeah. If that makes sense. Like, that's something that I think if I did a lot better earlier on, the YouTube channel, the community would be a lot bigger than it is now, if you understand where I'm coming from.
Yeah. I totally understand you, because I have the opposite. So sometimes I spend too much time with one video. For example, the Ido Portal video that you watched probably took me like a month to research, to do all the editing.
It's a really good video though.
I know, but you know that YouTube values a lot of consistency and like daily uploading. And I also, it's like trying to find that balance of things that I have time to do and that I can put out content that I'm minimally satisfied with, but also doing those videos that it takes a lot of research, takes a lot of time editing, and I wish I could do more videos, but
but you know, we're both, the good thing is we've both got the extremes. Like that's a good bit of perfectionism there, isn't it? Mine is get it out a bit too fast. So I think it's things to improve on. No, it's all positive. So
And what's the so reversing the coin? What's the thing that you would like to that you think you have not better than others, but you know that I got this, and this is something that I do right, and would you like to share with other people, with your audience, with Keep Productive, something that you find that yourself that okay, I'm pretty good at this, and I want to share this mindset, or want to share this thing I do?
I think I'm fairly good at. I think I've got my routine down to a T. And what I mean by routine is just positive daily habits, consistency with all that I'm doing. Because I think a lot of people, I think what I do with my routine quite well is I incorporate a lot of mindfulness, a lot of mini breaks, a lot of workouts, things like that, so that I don't burn out too much. Because like I think when I first started, I burnt out once, and I was like, I don't really want this to happen again.
Okay. Yeah.
So I now like sort of keep things level. Like I do relax a lot, which is good. So I think that's a positive thing that I do at the moment. Like I like keep things going without having to get too stressed out, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, keeping the balance between relaxation and work. Yeah, I saw that you like going to the harbor and just enjoying the water moving and just the boats, and I really enjoyed that one. Yeah.
So things like that just save me time.
Save time in the long term, right?
In the future,
in the future. Yeah. So Francesco, I think we can finish here. So why don't you just like a plug, so you share, all people can go anywhere to find you, where they can find your stuff. So just go away, shoot.
Shoot. Yeah, sure. So you can find the Keep Productive community or the Keep Productive YouTube channel here on YouTube, which is really sort of like a hub of productivity tool recommendations. So you can go and find
link
that.
down below.
Link down below. My email as well. So if you have any concerns about the tools you're using, or you want some second opinion on the apps that you maybe want to change, or maybe you're in just a general productivity app situation that you're not sure of, my email is francesco@keepproductive.com. Pop me an email. I tend to reply within 48 hours. And then I guess I'm on Twitter too, at FrancescoD_ALES. Yes.
Perfect.
And I'm pretty regular on there. I share articles that I find in a day. So, yeah.
I also check out the Skillshare course.
Yeah. That's a fairly new class that I've done. I think it's free during January, but if you have premium, you should be able to get access to it anyway. So,
okay.
That's specific on finding the right to-do list app.
Okay.
If you're struggling with it, but I wasn't going to plug that.
Yeah, well, I plug it for you.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah, I'll put everything down below, because I think it's important to just share stuff from people that we enjoy, and you're doing amazing things, and I really enjoy your channel.
And the same with you. I think if you're brand new to the channel here, then go check out other videos. Yeah, do it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So guys, thank you for watching, and go check out Francesco's stuff, and I'll keep you posted. So you can also find the audio version of this down below, and I guess I see you in the next video or podcast or wherever I meet you. So ciao, bye.
Bye.